afternoon, YTPC. How's everybody? We've just got a break now, a sunny day. We just had rain and cloud and it's beautiful. The leaves are starting to turn. So I'm smoking, just refreshed my supply of Autumn Evening from C&D, which there are lots of reviews on. What's different is I'm smoking it in a painted clay pipe. As everyone says, yeah, you painted it, but can you smoke it in it? Of course you can. It's basically a ceramic porcelain paint. It's designed to stand temperature. Actually works very well, this pipe, you know. Of course the bowl is going to heat up, so I'll halfway down I'll be holding it like this, but no matter. Very nice tobacco, I must say. Using a Deco 8 tamper, I haven't used that for a while, with the holes in it. And it's actually a star lighter. It's so nicely made, you'd think it's almost an original Zippo, but this is a star lighter with a butane pipe insert. I like the ones with the flint because I think they last longer, even if you have to replace the flint and the electronic piezo electric ignition. Well, actually, on this topic of Autumn Evening, we've got a mate in YTPC in Germany, Junebug Piper. Makes lovely videos, and I love to listen to him because he's got the voice of Matt Damon. He even looks a little bit like Matt Damon, but charming fellow, and he makes really interesting chats about everything. We were talking about stickers. The great man Glass in the States said, you know, you've got to have stickers, guys, and he's right. So we all got into stickers, and in this lovely little letter I got this morning, super, I mean, brilliant sticker, mate. You look so cool. It's fantastic, huh? Great. I'm going to think where to put that on top of one of my favourite tobaccos, or I'm going to think where to put this. Just fantastic. Sent me a lovely little bro postcard, which I assume is somewhere near his area there. Really looks beautiful. Southern Germany, it's just beautiful towns, architecture and all of that. Fantastic. You're, well, most kind, and actually a little box is on its way to you, old chum. I'll give you a hint what's in it. Something like that. Actually, I had a go at C&D's competition at Cup of Joe's. You know, Kathleen, lovely Kathleen. I love listening to her, and when she talks about her products and everything, so I always make sure I buy occasionally something from them. And she's got this really good idea of putting $100 bill under the lid of a C&D can, and the lucky winner gets one. I didn't have it on my can, but actually their shipping is very good, so somehow it gets there very quick. Oh, these to smoke clay pipes. I did put some of these Nording stones in the bottom of the pipe. They are basically volcanic clay which has been fired, and it's supposed to be porous and absorb the water. I think it always depends on how the product is made in the end, because I had a lot of very interesting emails, mostly from Germany, where people said, well, I put cat litter as an absorbent, or I put those hydroponic stones which look very much like these, a bit larger, and put those at the bottom of the pipe, and they're designed of course to hold water. And these may be extremely good ideas and inexpensive ideas, I do agree. You just have to try them to see how it works in practice. The advantage, I think, of buying commercial product which is designed and made for the purpose is hopefully it's been tested, that it does actually work and will retain the water. It's certainly so far working, because normally these clay pipes warm up real quick, and it hasn't really done that. Of course, I've been letting it go out, that might be why. But you know, you can certainly use these to smoke. You may find over a bit of time that the sparkle of the gold paint might dull a bit, and you might have to redo that perhaps. Could be the advantage of, disadvantage rather, of using, you know, silver or gold, but it wouldn't bother me to one time redo it if I needed to. But I suspect I will not smoke that often with a clay pipe. But the draw is fine, even though it's a very narrow hole here. You couldn't even really get a pipe filter down. One comment was, well, how are you going to clean them? You know, you can actually put clay pipes in the fire and just burn them clean, or in a very hot oven. That's true, but I'm quite happy with what I can do with squirting some alcohol through here, and think that will get a lot of it out. It'll be interesting to compare. This is of course a lovely aromatic, and I will smoke a bowl in a briar pipe, my Albert Einstein. Haven't used that. Ben Wade, E equals MC squared. It's putting me in the mood for my time travel jump, which will happen probably about 10 days or 2 weeks from now, because the Shed of Serenity has been delayed. And in between I'm going to be a week in our other place, because we're also building there a Shed of Serenity. So always efficient to do things in parallel, but it can get complicated. So don't worry, the Tardis is coming, but might need a couple of weeks until you see the video. Well, talking of things that came through the post, You know our dear friend Parsimonious Piper, I think he's more recent member of the Brethren in YTPC, but made a number of videos and always interesting. I always like to watch. He says, well, I'm going to send you something, and a box came in the post with a lovely detailed letter with it, with this fantastic Prince pipe, beautiful estate pipe, and that's by a pipe maker called Lee, and they often title them Pipe by Lee. And in the early 40s they made a lot of pipes, this company, and I think they're not so easy to find. This one has got a 3-star, they did up to 5-star quality, but it's absolutely beautiful. And Ethan, Parsimonious Piper, has done a fantastic job of restoring this to absolutely perfect condition. It's one of those interesting stingers. It's actually the first stinger pipe in my collection. Thank you, Ethan, because I didn't have one, and I'll be interesting to try that to see how that works. But it's absolutely immaculately restored to top condition. And you think this is 80 years old, this pipe, probably, you know. The stem and everything is fantastic. I never get enough light for you to see all the interesting text, but basically it says imported briar, as they often described it back then, and pipe by Lee, and it's absolutely beautiful and all ready to go. So I'm going to certainly soon have a go with this one. I think maybe I'll take this one to New York on my time jump, because I need a pipe that looks like it comes from that time, and they were a little bit smaller then, and this one, I think, for my purposes fits perfectly. So I think, my parsimonious friend, I will use yours for my inaugural flight of the Tardis. That's going to be good fun. Isn't it just marvellous? I mean, and I do love these estate pipes because they live as long as we do, and probably longer, you know, and they've all had maybe some fascinating history of their owners. And honestly, it looks so practically like new. Well, Ethan, I've just dispatched off a little box which hopefully will have a few interesting things for you in return. I do thank you, my dear friend, for your generosity and your knowledge of exactly knowing what I love. The pipe, and one of this age, and it's fascinating. So I was reading up all about Pipe by Lee in Pipedia and pipefill.eu, which is another place you can look, and very often it's the case they have limited information. You know, they can't have it about every single pipe maker, but and Ethan did give me pretty well all of that information in his letter about it. So it's absolutely fascinating. I'm really looking forward to smoking this both today, well, both in this age and in 1934, which is where I will be in a couple of weeks' time. Marvellous. Well, you don't see any flaking here. I'm halfway down the bowl. Oh, you know, you use the right kind of paint, it'll stay on for eternity. These paints are generally made of pigment, so they're also ceramic and it means, you know, they like heat. They'll bake on harder and firmer, if anything. I don't think I'm just one of those guys that can get my tub of velvet or, you know, even Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic, which I love. I need to visit other things along the way and get a change at some point, you know. Doesn't mean I don't love them, doesn't mean I wouldn't smoke a lot of them, and maybe sometimes even for, you know, a certain stretch of time. But I'm one of those people that needs a diverse cellar, that I can one time say, oh, what should we have? What should we have now? Which direction shall we go? You know, and that's why I built it up to quite a stock. I finally gave up resisting to get a tub, a full tub of Carter Hall, because too many people have said the pouches are great, you know, but get a tub, it's even more flavour and even better. So I'm going to try that. And of course, I was thinking on this trip to 1934, what should I take with me as a tobacco? Got a traditional looking pipe, makes sense. What would you take? Well, the obvious one is like Prince Albert, something that's in the newspapers that people recognise, wouldn't stand out. Carter Hall first appeared actually in the 1950s, 57 I think it was. R.J. Reynolds started it, but so it's almost like a newbie. Velvet and Prince Albert were there in the early 1900s, about 1905, 1907 I think. R.J. himself, of R.J. Reynolds, knew Mark Twain and got the picture of Prince Albert from Mark Twain. He had a collection. He says, I'm looking for this new brand, I've got this idea for a pipe tobacco, you know, something royalty or something, and then he says, oh, who's that? Oh, this is Prince Albert. I said, here, have it. And that picture you see on the tin, that's how it came to be. That would be a person to meet, Mark Twain. Got to put it on my list. So what did I choose? Well, I'm going to be around ladies, as you know, one particular singer that I'm planning to meet. Room note is everything. They won't see the tin or anything, I'll have it in a pouch. It just has to smell fantastic and you know, should help. Moon trance, that's what I'm thinking to take. But what would you take? I'm interested. Leave something in the comments if you want to propose an alternative. And how would you protect yourself in that time? You know, would you take something to defend yourself if you get in a sticky situation? I thought about it, but I dropped it. sure my parsimonious friend would approve of that, going, you're not to take a knife or a gun or anything like that. Although I have a beautiful little vest, a 25 caliber Hairnell, which was made in, I think, about 1914, roughly about then. It would be exactly the sort of thing a gentleman might carry. But no, I've got a surprise for you. I would rather smoke one of these painted pipes than just on the clay without anything in between. Makes sense, because I bought some from Germany and they had a little black coating around the mouthpiece to say it's not going to burn you because of that. So that could be a functional reason to paint your pipe, is to put a little bit of insulation on. And I just put one coat on. I mean, I could have put several coats on. I think these are good, you know, for a powerful tasting, strong tobacco, you know, which you're going to sip. The sort of tobacco that you just, a flake, I guess, would be ideal. Talking of flakes, I've ordered some marlin flake, which will arrive in 2 or 3 days. 50-gram tin, actually, is one of the few companies in Germany that offer it in a 50-gram tin. Try it out. But everybody loves marlin flake, so it's got to be good. Ratrays, you know. Which I think Kohlhauser and Kopp makes it for them, but well, it's a beautiful tobacco for autumn. And what I like is that tobacco flavours are very clear, very strong, you know. It's not high nick, but very pleasant. Actually, I think it helps that this is rusticated on the outside a bit, so your contact point is reduced, as with a rusticated briar pipe. So it could be actually interesting to make clay pipes with a very say deep graving on the outside, that you can actually then hold the bowl without any problem, and or paint them. Well, I think I've just about done that. And the stones have come out. You see those Nording stones down there? And I think they do help. You could take a pipe cleaner, one of the thinner, cheaper ones, and maybe shave it down a bit. You might actually get it in there. I might experiment with that. But it's a very narrow tube there to clean up, but I'm pretty sure with some alcohol treatment I'll get most of the tar out of it. Well, I'm going to leave it there for today. Glad you could join me, and thank you again to Parsimonious Piper for sending me this beautiful pipe, and for Junebug for sending me these great stickers. Love it. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. Things are slowly actually getting better in Switzerland again. Second wave is looking like it's going down, and I saw Germany that's flattened it at least, and I just hope as we go into the winter it sort of doesn't go into a third wave or anything like that. We're all sick of it, I think, aren't we? Anyway, keep enjoying yourself some way or other, and keep piping, and thank you everyone for watching, and I do thank all my subscribers. I will be doing 2 or 3 videos with shout outs. I've neglected that, I apologize for it, but I've had almost up to 700 subscribers. Can you believe me? I do thank all of my subscribers for their interest, and anyone watching this video, if you're not a subscriber, why not join? And always appreciate the thumbs up, of course, on my videos if you find them interesting. Take care everyone then. Cheers, bye bye.